Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today our topic about the Ten Commandments. As we see in the screen in front of us, we have a Muslim who posted in Facebook the following. Actually, as we see in front of us, I'll try to make it bigger so we can read it better. Mr. Jarfar Abu Amr. Mostly those Muslims who post in YouTube, I notice they are from Africa, and I wonder really how somebody from Africa believe in such a stupid religion like Islam. You know, I'm not trying to insult, but Islam hate black people. As you know, the Quran says يَوْمَ تَسْوَدُّ وُجُوهُ وَتَبْيَضُّ وُجُوهُ, the day where Allah will make all faces black and all faces white, and those who they are black supposedly are the bad ones, and those who they are white are the good ones. Even the black stone, according to Muhammad, Allah He sent it white like milk, but the sin of mankind make it black, which means sin make you black. However, this is not our topic for today. I hope the sound is good. Please inform me, guys, on your side in YouTube if the sound is not clear. Let me know if there is any kind of noise in the background. Now, the Ten Commandments from the Bible and the Quran. It's very funny that Muslim he say that the Ten Commandments exist in the Quran. I mean, if the Ten Commandments exist in the Quran, why we cannot find it in the Quran? Look what the Muslim he said. Ten Commandments from the Bible and the Quran, the Ten Commandments from the Bible, and then he starts saying to us the Ten Commandments from the Quran, but they are scattered all over. And that alone will raise for me a question, because if the Ten Commandments was so important to God, why God did not put them the same like He gave them to Moses? Why they are scattered all over if they are exist? If they are exist. Now in this video we will show you that the Ten Commandments in Islam are not exist. It's a big fat lie. Muslims, they lie to themselves and they believe their lies always. First of all, what is the Ten Commandments? Based on the Torah, God He gave Moses Ten Commandments to follow, and He gave it to him in a tablet. Muhammad he copied the story and he put it in the Quran. If we go in the Quran, we will find the following. This is chapter 7, verse number 145, and we can choose any translation of your choice. I don't really care, because at the end of the day, all of them they lie when they translate. Let us see Yusuf Ali. According to Quran, Allah He gave Moses 10 commandments to follow, and He gave it to him in a tablet, as we see in the front of us here. And we ordained the laws for him, who? Moses. You know, he says here in verse number 44, Allah He said to Moses, "O Moses, I haven't chosen thee above other men." So this is speaking about Moses, and then Allah He gave him the law in the tablet. And now the Quran says that Allah He gave in the tablet all matters, both commanding and explaining of all things. Here we will find something stupid Muhammad he forgot to cover himself with, because if the Quran says Allah He sent in the Torah, and that is in the tablet, not only the command, everything, including and not limited, the law of all matters, both commanding and explaining. How come Allah did not give the same to Muhammad? Why Allah did not give Muhammad both the Ten Commandments with explaining? As we know that the Quran, until now Muslims they have no idea how to explain the Quran. This is why there is tons of explanations and don't agree with each other. And the Quran itself says clearly that there's big part of the Quran nobody knows what it means save Allah. Why? Because Muhammad himself is a thief. He do not know what he's talking about. He was copying from the book of Waraq ibn Nawfal. He's a thief, and he have no explanation for what he's giving people. So why Allah gave all the matters and the commands to Moses with details and explanation? And remember here, according to the Quran, that the tablets of Moses does not contain only the Ten Commandments. It contains everything, the command and the explaining, as you see. So there is something very stupid here in this story. Now, because the Ten Commandments are very short, and the explanation or the explaining for them cannot be written in a tablet. Otherwise, the Torah should be written all of it in a tablet, and it's got going to be thousands of tablets. Especially we are talking about explaining, not only just the Torah. However, we will focus today on the Ten Commandments. Did Muhammad believe in the Ten Commandments? Did he follow any of them? Let us see together and get the correct answer. You know, when I use the word stupid, I don't mean really to insult, but it is as much as a truth more than it is an insult. So I hope people will not be offended if I say you are stupid, because if you are, you are. What I can do, I mean, I cannot make you smart. Let us go. We will take those commandments. No, we are not in Pato, guys. We are here just in YouTube. If we take the Ten Commandments one by one, the first command was given to Moses, according to the post the Muslims agree with, that no one should take any God but only one God. Did Muhammad follow one God, or he broke that law? Let us see if this is true or not. You know, all of us, we knew the story of Al-Gharaniq. There's a chapter in the Quran. It's called that. It's speaking about Allah will delete from the Quran whatever shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad. So according to the Quran, shaitan, which means Satan, he throw in the mouth of Muhammad words. But is that only what happened? Absolutely not. According to the interpretation, when shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad, he bow down and he worship the idols. He bow down and he worshipped the idols. And the story says clearly that when Muhammad, supposedly shaitan, he throw in his mouth those words to worship the idols, Allah is going to delete that. Allah is going to delete it. All right. If Muhammad is a prophet who is protected by God, how it can be for even for a second that he bowed down to the idols and he worshiped them, and he says that those are three daughters of Allah, their intercession is needed. The Muslim, they try to defend, they says, oh no, he did not really, you know, the shaitan, he put something in his mouth but Allah took it off. Well, thank you very much. What shaitan he put in his mouth? How the Muslim, they say to us that nobody can make Quran, and Allah in the Quran says nobody can make Quran, and yet we find that in the Quran saying that shaitan he made Quran and gave it to Muhammad, and Muhammad he took it. You know what I mean? It's like you are saying to me, there's an ocean and nobody can swim in it, and then you say to me that shaitan he was able to swim all the way there and deliver his message. How nobody can make Quran the same as the Quran of Allah, and yet Muhammad he received a Quran from the devil and he was able to throw in the mouth of Muhammad. For sure you see the false translation, but it doesn't matter really. The Quran is so clear. Allah is going to delete whatever shaitan he throw on the mouth of Muhammad. And all of us, we knew that the Quran supposedly was coming from the mouth of Muhammad, not from his pocket. If you read different translation, you will see how immediately the translator they change the word, because Muslims, they are really confused with these verses, and they try to defend their prophet because it's really bad. The situation is so bad. Look, it says here, so that he may make what the shaitan cast a trial for those who their heart is a disease. So when shaitan, he cast something, he cast a disease. Okay, if we go a different verse in the Quran which is speaking about Muhammad, or the same issue, that when shaitan, he casts something, he do it just to make you sick, to make you a bad person. Chapter 22 verse number 53, the same chapter, just the verse after it. So what shaitan, he will do when he cast into your mind, he make suggestion for you, and he throw to you, so he make a trial for you. But is that really what happened to Muhammad? Absolutely not. The satanic verses is so clear, and the proof that it became part of the Quran, that the Quran says, but Allah will cancel anything shaitan he throw in where in the Quran. So shaitan, he was able to make Quran and give it to Muhammad, and Muhammad did not notice it, and then after 2 weeks from that, after he bowed down to the idols, people, they came to Muhammad and they said to him, Muhammad, what you did? He said, what? Jibreel, actually, sorry, Jibreel, he came to Muhammad, he said, Muhammad, what you did? You just did receive, this is not Quran, you received, this is from the devil. And the funny that Muhammad himself did not notice that this is not Quran. But the important in this story is that when Muhammad, he received those verses from the devil, he bowed down and he worshiped the 3 daughters of Allah. If we go to the interpretation of this verse, we will find the following. You see, always what do you see in Islamic books in Arabic is different from what you see from Muslims websites and Muslim posts in English. The story always is different. There's no match. I will go to an official Islamic website to see what really the Quran says. Let me go and find an official website, maybe the government of Saudi Arabia. Now, for sure, Muslim, they will try to defend this story badly, but it doesn't make any, it doesn't help, because the Quran say clearly that shaitan, he made statements, give it to Muhammad, and Muhammad after that he bowed down. You see, all those websites speaking about it, but I want to give you an official website, so Muslims will not say to me I'm making things up. Let us see, hold on. Let us change the search. I don't want to show any website unless it is official, accepted by Muslims, because you know the Muslims. All right. Let us see. Sometime you want something. Let us see here. All right, here you see in front of me it says أخبرنا محمد بن عمرو قال حدثني يونس بن محمد عن بن فضالة etc 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 from narrated that the following happened. All right, that the prophet once he was in a place sitting with people around the Kaaba, so he recite for them from the chapter of An-Najm, which means the chapter of the star. And when he arrived to where it says when najmu idha hawa, and when he arrived where it says and when the star fall down, until he arrived where it says أرأيتم اللات والعزى ومناة الثالثة الأخرى, until he arrived where it says and do you see Allat and Al-Uzza and the Manat the third? Shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad two words according to the book. He says تلك الغرانيق العلا إن شفاعتهن لترتجى. Now look how stupid the Muslim books. They just said that he throw only two words and look how many they are. Those are two words. Hold on, we start from here. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and yet they are two words. Anyway, so what it those words it says that Muhammad he says and do you see those three Allat and do you see those Allat and Al-Uzza and Manat the third? Those their intercession is needed and it's must to ask for. So Muhammad by saying that he admitted that the Allat and Al-Uzza and Manat they are the three daughters of Allah. And then not only this, after he did that, all those Muhammad he bow down, and those who they are behind him they bow down to the Lat and Al-Uzza and Manat. So the first commandment of worshiping one God is there's no question that Muhammad he broke it, regardless who is that God. Remember, the God of the Quran is not the God of the Bible. But just for the sake of argument, did Muhammad worship only one God? Same time we have another proof that Muhammad was a mushrik and he worshiped other gods. How we can prove that? We can go to the Quran immediately and we will see the following in the Quran. I hope the Muslims they will not say the Quran is weak, because you know everything is weak in Islam as usual, right? So if we go in the Quran, we will find the following. Let us go here. All right, you will see in the Quran Allah speaking supposedly. Let me get you. Here we go. In chapter 42 verse number 52, I hope the verses are clear. Allah saying to Muhammad, and I will make you read your own with your own eyes the translation of the Muslims, not my translation. Read with me please. I hope the text is so clear in your side. Let me make it more. All right. Allah saying to Muhammad, and thus have we by our command sent inspiration to thee, though knowest not, between two brackets, before what was revelation and what was faith. What? Muhammad, he lived, according to Muslims, for more than 40 years, not as a prophet. 40 years. before he announced himself as a prophet. All right, 40 years. So Muhammad, 40 years as a person who is not a prophet, according to the Quran, he do not know. Remember, Muslims, I'm not the one who's saying that, so don't cry and don't shout and don't go crazy. The Quran saying that before we give you revelation, before that, what was Muhammad's situation? Before we send the revelation to thee, who is talking? Allah, not Christian Prince. You, Muhammad, you know not before, between two bracket, what was revelation. So Muhammad have no connection with any book of God. He never know revelation of the true God. And what was faith? Muhammad, with no question, according to the Quran, he was a kafir and he was a mushrik. He was an idol worshipper, and he was, in the best scenario, he was a communist, or maybe he was an atheist. But he don't have a faith, and the Quran is saying that. For sure, the Muslim, they will say to you, oh no, he's talking about the Quran. He's talking about the Quran is the, it says there is no faith. It says it clearly. You do not know what faith is. The verse is so clear. Muhammad, he know nothing about God, and Muhammad, he know nothing about faith. But here we need to ask ourselves a question. During the 40 years, Muhammad was worshiping what? 40 years of his life, he was worshiping what? The Muslim, they say to you that Muhammad did marry a woman, she is a Christian, her name is Khadija. Khadija, she was not a Christian, she was most likely from the Nasara. However, Nasara are a cult like Jehovah's Witnesses. However, they are, according to Islam, they must be mushrikeen, and they are, the Quran says that they are mushrikeen because they worship Jesus. So when Muhammad, he marry Khadija, he have to marry her based in her religion. Those Nasara, they do not marry their daughters to someone who don't believe in their cult. So in order for Muhammad to believe, or to marry this woman, he have to marry her according to her tradition and religion. And that means Muhammad, he have to convert himself to be a Nasara. If the Muslim insists to say that Muhammad married Khadija and Khadija was a Christian as they claim. However, as I said many times, Khadija is no Christian. Khadija is Nasara, not Christian. Nasara are not Christians. Now here we notice that Muhammad, he have no faith, he have no religion, and he was a pagan person for 40 years. But the Muslim, they say to us, Muhammad was from a great family who follow Abraham. The fact all the uncles of Muhammad, including his grandfathers, are not believers. Even his father is not a believer. Muhammad, he said, my father and my mother in hellfire. So how they are following Abraham, his family are following Abraham, but they will go to hell. Even the man who Muhammad, he grew in his house, his uncle, he died and he don't want to believe in Islam, and he don't want to believe in any God except the gods of the Arab before him. And this is a clear proof that Muhammad is just one of them, and he is a kafir like them. Now let us continue and see what Muhammad he break when it's come to worshiping God. All of us, we knew that Muhammad, as a person trying to copy the Jews, if we go here, number 2, it says, you shall not make any image of God. You shall not what? Make any image. You know, you see, when a Muslim he copy for you the 10 commandments, it doesn't mean he is posting correctly. I mean, he's cutting it off, and the translation is not really, it come exactly as it is. However, you don't make any image of what is in the heaven or down in earth. This is what the Bible says. You don't make any image of what is down in earth or up, like in the sky, or down under your feet. Now, did Muhammad did practice that, or he did not? If we go in the Quran, we will find the following: that Muhammad not only destroyed that, Muhammad, he was a pagan 100%. First of all, in the Quran, Muhammad teach us that making statues was an order of Allah. If you go in chapter 21, verse number 52, supposedly this story is about Abraham, and Abraham was saying to his father, you are worshiping like idols, come on, you should not do that. So when you see this verse in the Quran, you say to yourself, wow, the Quran is against worshiping idols. But then you will see a contradiction in different verse, where Muhammad, he is the one who is telling us what's happening. He claimed that his God, he gave order. Let me show you. To Sulaiman to build for him statues. Statues of who? Statues of a prophet before him. I know this search engine here is not good. Let us see. I use the search engine because it's a faster way to find things, better than opening the verse. In chapter 34, verse number 13, we will see the following. Remember, I'm not the one who is translating, and you will see how the Muslim translation is fake. Every Muslim translation is different from the other one. So I will start with the first one, Yusuf Ali. This is a chapter 34, verse number 13. Yusuf Ali translation. Look at the translation, how false it is. They worked for him as desired, making arches, images, basins, and large reservoir. The word in Arabic, tamathil. Tamathil is the same exact word like this. You see the word tamathil here? It's exactly the same. Exactly. So why the translation is not saying statues? If we click here at this verse, you will see it says statues, idols. You see the translation? Right away they translate it as idols, idols, idols. All of them it says idols. So how come the same word in that verse is not coming as a word mean idol? Simply because the Muslims, they lie when they translate. Let us change the translator and you will see how the translation change. We go to Shakir. Here we go again. Nobody is mentioning the word idols. They should say at least statues and idols. You see it? Where is the word statues? It's gone. Let us see. We go to Biktal, hoping that one day we will find a Muslim who will give us the correct and honest translation. Here we go. Finally, Biktal, he gave us at least a more accurate translation. You see what it says there? Statues. Statues. So Allah, he gave this prophet the opportunity to order the genies, Sulaiman, and what the genies they do for him? Those genie, they work before him by my permission, by the permission of his Lord. So whatever the genie they do, it is by the permission of Allah supposedly. So when the genie he build anything for Sulaiman, he is obeying Allah. So this is supposedly is according to the teaching of Allah. And what is the teaching of Allah is that to build statues for Sulaiman. So how the Bible is refusing and rejecting making a status. I know that some Muslim might say, well, the Catholic, they have a status and some they pray in front of it. My friend, the Catholic are wrong in that, and there's nowhere in the Bible it says you should do that. The Bible is so clear. You just post for me the Ten Commandment. It says you don't make any images, not for what is in heaven, which means even for God himself. Even God himself don't make an image for him. And what is down on earth? So anyone he make an image for anything, and the purpose of that is religious purpose, is breaking the commandment of God. I don't care if he is an Orthodox, I don't care he's a Catholic, I don't care. This is wrong, this is sin. I accept that people they have art, like decoration or a picture of somebody you want to draw Jesus, it's okay, as long you don't mean to worship the image, or and you are just love to think about him in artist way. But this is should not be in a church. So this is have nothing to do with the Christianity, and this is not a Christian teaching. And whoever is doing it is doing a sin. Muhammad in the Quran, there's a huge difference between me as a Christian do sin and do wrong, and the God of Islam is teaching us or telling us that he gave Sulaiman genies and he ordered them to obey Sulaiman. As you see here, they just obey the genie, they obey Sulaiman by the permission of Allah. And what they do, they build for him synagogues, and inside those synagogues there is statues. So who is the pagan here? Additional to this, did Muhammad kiss stones? And he make a stone an obligation and part of the ritual of Islam? Absolutely. How the Muslim they say to us we are not pagans, but yet they kiss stones? If we go in the hadith, we will find the following. Read with me, please. Ibn Abbas narrated that the Prophet he used to kiss the black stone and prostrate himself on it. Do you see it? How this guy is a person who don't worship idols, and he is against worshiping idols, but yet he kiss a stone and prostrate himself to the stone or in it. Once I was chatting with there's a website, it's called Convert to Islam, very funny stupid website. So I chatted with them. I said, I have a question about the Prophet. They said sure. So I said, why the Prophet kissed the black stone? The one who is in the chat answered me from the website, the official. He said because it's holy. I said, why it's holy? He said, because the Prophet kissed it. Actually, maybe we can go right now to this website. I never tried to do it again, but maybe it's a good idea. I mean, we can do it. We can try right now, and we can search in that. It's called Convert to Islam. It's not really hard to. I remember the name until now because it was funny. Convert to Islam. Convert to Islam. Yeah, let me see if I separate convert. I'm gonna try to find it, because maybe we can make we can make the same chat to happen before. Maybe I forgot the name. I don't know, but I think it was Convert to Islam. Maybe the address is not the same. Let us see. Maybe this one. No, not this one. Yeah, they have a chat anyway. You chat with them, and I chatted with them, and they said to me, because the black stone, why the Prophet kissed it? Because it's holy. I said, why it's holy? They said, because the Prophet kissed it. I mean, how stupid that is. How stupid that is. What kind of religion is this religion? In different hadith, the black stone is the right hand of Allah, and that explains why it's holy. However, we notice that other Muslims, they expose Muhammad, and they knew that Muhammad is a false prophet, because if the prophet of Islam, he kiss it. Let me show you. In this hadith here, the messenger of Allah said, the black stone descended from the paradise, and it was more white than milk, and then it was blackened by the sin of the children of Adam, which mean, according to Islam, your sin caused you to lose your whiteness and you turn to be black. So what is the original stage of the black stone? It was whiter than milk. And then what happened? The sin of mankind blackened this stone. So sin make you black. Being good make you white. And this is why Islam is so clear that is a very racist religion. We know that Muhammad, he says, kill anything is black. Anything is black. Any animal is black, like in a dog, horse. If it is a pure black, kill him. وَاقْتُلُوا كُلَّ أَسْوَدٍ بَهِيمٍ, and kill every pure black animal. And when they ask him what is the difference between the black dog and the yellow dog, he said the black dog is a devil. So there's no question that in Islam consider every black as a sin. So somebody might ask me, might say to me, why then the Muslims, they are kissing the black stone? The Muslims, they are not kissing black stone, they are kissing a white stone. It's whiter than milk. But because it is sucking the sin, this is what the black stone do. It's like a vacuum machine. When you kiss the black stone, Allah forgive your sin. So it take your sin and suck it, and then it going to turn to be black. So a Muslim, according to Islam, he is not really kissing a black stone. He is kissing a white stone, hoping that the white stone, who will take his sin, is going to turn black. Yes, but that's not the original state of the stone. And the stone one day is going to be cleared from the sin of mankind and is going to go back to original stage, which is white. And here I want to ask the Muslims, if they are not pagans, what the purpose of this stone? Some Muslim, they might say to you that the black stone was sent down by Allah to Adam. Adam supposedly he came down in India. Why the black stone sent down to him in Saudi Arabia? India is not Saudi Arabia. The fact, if you go and you will see that the Hindus, they have a black stone in their temples which present, I'm not an expert in Hindu religion, so I don't want to say something stupid, but based on what I read, they have a stone which is present the private part of the women, and this is what the black stone is. The black stone in Islam is, it was the vagina of God, and whoever woman she wanna get pregnant, she go and she touch her vagina when she have her period, and she place her hands on the black stone, and they kiss the black stone, because they believe that the god of the black stone, which is Baal, he is the one who will fertilize the women and give them babies. So if the black stone is just a stone and Muslims are not pagans, what the purpose of this stone and why Muhammad kissing it? Let us say, for the sake of argument, Muslims, they say to us that Allah, he sent the stone just as a special stone. I mean, what stone? It's a stone. Why wouldn't I kiss it? It doesn't make sense. It's a stone is a stone. Islam, my friend, is religion. Go around a stone, bow down in front of a stone, and they kiss a stone, and yet they say to us that they are not pagans. Isn't it amazing? All this religion is based on stones. And not only this, if we go in the Quran, we will find the following. You know, in the Quran, there is a story of As-Safa and Al-Marwa. As-Safa, the Muslim, they say to us that the Kaaba is what is built by Abraham, which is false because Abraham never been there, and it doesn't make sense for Abraham to go there anywhere. I mean, it's very stupid to believe that Abraham went all the way to Mecca. People at that time, my friends, and this is a very simple logic, they live by the animals. I mean, their money, their life is cattle. There's no Microsoft, there's no Apple, there's no companies. People, they have one business, either farming or animals. Or if you live in a city, and at that time, you know, there's we are speaking about thousands of years ago. So this is what how life is, very simple. So if the Kaaba is built by Abraham, why Abraham want to go to a place don't have water, and leave all the Middle East, which is full, like, you know, Syria, Israel, all the green mountains and rivers and etc., and he go all the way to Mecca? It doesn't make sense. However, in chapter 2 verse 158, I hope, guys, the text is clear for you, and you can read very well with me. In chapter 2 verse 158, we will find the following: that the Muslims, they have a problem with Muhammad. With who? With Muhammad himself. What was the problem? The problem that the Muslims, who they are converting to Islam, they don't want to practice As-Safa and Al-Marwa. Question: why the Muslims don't want to practice As-Safa and Al-Marwa if this is Islamic? Why Muhammad, he needed to make a special verse about it? If this is not pagans, what it is? I mean, what the purpose of going between those two places? Muslim, they created stories about the wife of Abraham, etc. But the fact, if we go in the interpretation, we will find the following. Remember, this is chapter 2 verse number 158. We go and we check the interpretation. If you notice, you know, if you notice with me here in the interpretation, it says, this is Tafsir Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad. Allah mentioned to the believers to dislike going between As-Safa and Marwa. Did you see it? The believers dislike to go. Why they dislike to go? I mean, what the problem? Because simply this is the shrine of the pagans. This is pagan belief. This is pagan practice, and Muhammad is nothing but a continuous of the old pagan religion before him. In the beginning of Muhammad's life, he was trying to be Jew. He could not be. Then he tried to be Christian. He could not be. Christian that accept him, the Jews that accept him. So he went back to his roots. This is why you see in this stage, Muhammad, he switched the direction of praying from Jerusalem to Mecca. He was praying most of the time for many years, praying toward the direction of Jerusalem. Why? Because he was trying to convince the Christians and the Jews that he is like them. But when he noticed that that's it, those Christians and those Jews, they cannot believe a liar like him, so he decided to go back and practice everything they used to be practiced. Because you see, during this time, Muhammad, he is not doing Hajj. Hajj is not important no more. Kaaba is not important no more. Muhammad not praying to the Kaaba no more. Suddenly the Kaaba is important again. And additional to the Kaaba, he ordered the Muslims to follow the same practice which exists before the Muslims or before Muhammad, which is As-Safa and Marwa. If we go in different interpretation, we will find the following. As-Safa and Al-Marwa were two mountains near Mecca, are among the way marks as a ritual of God. Okay, why it's a ritual of God? What is the ritual about it? I mean, what kind of God does God he have rituals of going between two mountains? Now we have the Kaaba, and supposedly is built by Abraham. Okay, we got that. Now, what those mountains are and why we have to go between them. However, you see here in the interpretation of Jalalain, it says that the Muslims did like to go around them because of the following. Because of what? Of the following. Please read with me. Let me be sure first that you guys, you can see the whole text clear, not only part of it. I think you see it. All right. Look with me. It says that the kuffar, the pagans, they used to go around those mountains, and between them, and there was an idol in the top of each mountain with which they use to stroke. So why Muslims are going between them and practicing the same? Any Muslim can tell me? You are a pure pagan, and Allah, He make a verse supposedly saying to the Muslims, it is not a sin. It's not a sin to do as-Safa and al-Marwa. Look what the Quran says, and that will show you how stupid the one who made the Quran. Let me go back to the Quran. Hold on. It's not a sin. Let me make it bigger. We can change, by the way, the translation. If you don't like this translation, we can go to Shakir. Any translation you want, no problem. Surely as-Safa and Marwa are among the signs appointed by Allah. Okay, how did Safa and Marwa appointed by Allah? I mean, why? What for? I mean, how many? What is the regulation of this religion? Is it? Are we saved if we believe in Allah? Are we saved if we go around the Kaaba? Are we saved if we are going around the Safa and Marwa? I mean, what's the point of those things? Are we saved if we kiss the black stone? Are we saved if we throw rocks at the house of the shaitan? What those things for? So you have to go around them, and Muhammad, he need to make a verse to convince the Muslims that it's not a sin to do it. It's not a sin. But if the Quran says it's not a sin, that means it's not a blessing too. Read with me carefully, please. As-Safa and Marwa, those two mountains are of the symbols of Allah. How that happened? How two mountains used to be placed in pagans in the top, pagan idols on top of them, Arab, they go around them, became a symbol of Allah. So it is not a sin for him who perform Hajj or Umrah, and he do it visiting them. It's not a sin. I mean, I never heard of a God he said such a thing. If it is not a sin, it is what then? Is it a blessing? Obviously, and there's no question, the Muslims believe that it was a sin. It's a big sin, and they don't want to practice. But Muhammad, because he's a hypocrite, he's trying to convince as many of the Arab to convert to his religion. He forced them to practice as-Safa and Marwa. In different story, it says that as-Safa and Marwa is where there's a status of a man and a woman, and those two men, man and woman, they had sex inside the Kaaba, so Allah, he made them stones. So what those people Arab, they made all those idols and placed them in the top of those mountains, and they used to go between them as a practice to remember what happened to this man and this woman who they have sex in the house of Allah, which is the Kaaba. And that if we go in the book of Asbab al-Nuzul, Asbab al-Nuzul, which means the reason for the verses to come down, you will find the story mentioned here. All right, you will see here that narrated by Muslim from Abu Bakr, etc., 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 that the Anas said We dislike going between the Safa and Marwa because they were the shrine of Quraysh in the pre-Islamic period. So abandon them in Islam. They are abandoned. Suddenly Muhammad, he forced them to go back and practice this. So this is an older practice coming from the pagan, and Muhammad, he is just copying the pagans because he is one of them. Then Allah revealed this verse, said Omar. I asked Omar about this verse, and he said, go to Ibn Abbas and ask him. You know, they throw things at each other because all of them, they don't know what's happening. And then you will see that As-Safa and Marwa, coming from a story, it was said that As-Safa and Marwa are an idols in the form of a man called Isaf. And on Al-Marwa, which means the top of the Marwa hill, it's a small mountain like a hill, there is an idol of a woman. Her name is Naila. And here they are, the story that the people of the book, they claim that they had committed adultery in the Kaaba. First of all, the people of the book don't believe in this garbage, and we have nothing to do with it. We are not followers of the Kaaba, and we don't believe in the Kaaba anyway. So it's a false statement. But it's very clear that there was a story of a man and a woman. They have sex inside the Kaaba, and supposedly the God of the Kaaba, he cursed them, and he made them as stones, and he placed, and those Arab, they placed the stones in the top of those two mountains, and they go between them. So why Muhammad is following that? So did Muhammad pray the Ten Commandments? Absolutely, from the beginning. He is making images in the purpose of religion. He is practicing visiting places have been practiced by the pagan before him. Muhammad, he kissed a black stone. Muhammad, the Quran says that Allah, he ordered Sulaiman to make statues. Islam, there's no question, it's a very pagan religion. Everything in it. If we take the Kaaba out of Islam, what is left? Do the Muslims face the sky as an example in a spiritual way and speaking to God? No, they face a Kaaba. They have to face a Kaaba. Can the Muslims kiss any stone? No, they have to kiss a specific stone. It is the black stone. And regarding the black stone, you will notice that Umar ibn Khattab, he got Muhammad busted. He got Muhammad busted. How? You will see Muhammad, he's saying that the black stone was white like milk, as we showed you, but became black as today it is, or more, because of the sin. That's mean the black stone is a living stone, and it it's infected with the sin of mankind. It's a living being. This stone is not a normal stone. This is a living being stone, and this stone change based on the sin. So the more you sin and you kiss it, the black stone will take your sin and will store it for you until the judgment day, and ask Allah to forgive for you your sin. So it's a must for every Muslim to kiss the black stone, so he might be forgiven by Allah. Now look what Umar ibn Khattab, he said about this stone, getting Muhammad busted about his lies about this stone. Obviously Umar ibn Khattab, he don't believe in this stone, and he knew that this stone is a stupid stone and should not be kissed. So look what Umar, he said. Read with me, please. Omar came near the black stone and kissed it. So who is talking now? Omar. What he did, he kissed the black stone and said, no doubt, I know that you are a stone and can neither benefit or nor harm anyone. But this is different what Muhammad said about the black stone. If the black stone neither benefit neither harm, why Muhammad kissing it? You see the madness? If this black stone is useless, what Umar is saying, this black stone is useless, right? This is what you get from this. Look what he's saying. Umar came near the black stone and kissed it. So what he did, he kissed it. Now why he is kissing it? Obviously Umar is not convinced that he should kiss the stone. He kissed it. After he kissed it, he said, no doubt, no doubt, I know that you are a stone and can neither benefit anyone nor harm anyone. So why you kiss it? The answer is here. He says, apostle, but because had I have seen had I not seen the prophet of Allah, the messenger of Allah, apostle of Allah kissing you, I would not have kissed you. So Muslims are the same as Umar. They are following blindly a pagan prophet who kisses stones, and this stones is useless. Did Umar insult the black stone, or he insulted Muhammad? Obviously he did insult both, because by saying that this stone is useless, harmless, neither give any benefit, he exposed his prophet. Because why his prophet kiss it if it is useless and there's no harm or benefit from kissing it? Anyone can explain to us which one of those are correct? Muhammad, who he said that the black stone is the right hand of Allah and is going to witness for the Muslims in the judgment day, or Umar al-Khattab, who says Muhammad is a liar? Because what Umar is saying here clearly, he's saying Muhammad is a liar. This black stone is useless and harmless, has no benefit and doesn't harm. But Muhammad, he says the black stone is the right hand of Allah. The black stone will witness for you in the judgment day. The black stone used to be white like milk, became black because of the sin of mankind. And then Umar, he says, or what he said, he destroyed all the lies of Muhammad. So obviously Muhammad is a very, very pagan. Now we go back to the 10 commandments again. We are still in the first one, by the way, even though we are speaking about the images, etc., but we are still in the first one actually. Let us go back and show you more how Muslims are naive. When the Muslims, they said that you shall not worship any God except one God, do Muhammad worship one God? Guys, any one of you heard of the Shahada? Anyone knows what the Shahada is? The Shahada is you. First of all, what is the purpose of the Shahada? Can I be saved if I don't say Shahada? If we go right now and we search, can I be saved without saying Shahada? Can I be saved if I believe in Allah without Shahada? I just posed that question. Will I be considered a Muslim if I believe in Allah and His Messenger, in Allah? But I did not. I say only the first part of the Shahada. All right. Let us see. Read with me. I just picked up a random website. I never opened this. I just searched here. I have been living a life of an atheist, long and difficult, etc., 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 etc. Okay, I can read. Now, the question is, can I be a Muslim if I say only I believe in Allah? The first part of the Shahada is I bear witness, not bear, sorry. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Can you consider a Muslim if you say that? The fact, no. In Islam, believing in Allah will not make you a Muslim. Absolutely not. Believing in Allah as one God will not save you. Absolutely not. So how we can be saved then? You have to believe in Allah and Muhammad. So how, you Muslim, you say to me that Islam worship one God? Because if the worship is based in one God, why you associate the name of a man with the name of God? Why I have to say the name of Muhammad? Who is Muhammad? What is the purpose of Muhammad? They say to you to worship Allah. Okay, here we go. Somebody, he is saying in front of you, he need to worship Allah. He want to worship Allah. He want to believe in Allah. He want to say the Shahada, saying there's no God but Allah. Yet he's not a Muslim. He have to say the second part of the Shahada is to believe that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So you cannot be a Muslim unless you say the Shahada, which is putting the name of Muhammad with the name of Allah. Why this religion is based on believing in Muhammad, not in believing in God. Actually, if we go in the Quran, we will find the following. We will find the following. Hold on. The Quran always shows us that Muhammad is more important from Allah himself. Switch to Arabic. You will see right away that this religion is based on one person. His name is Muhammad, and Allah is not exist. Chapter 3, verse number 32. Say, obey Allah and the messenger. And if you don't, you are a kafir. So who is the kafir? The kafir is someone who don't believe. Not only not don't believe. Let us say you believe. Let us say you believe in Allah. Let us say you say Shahada, you say Allah is God, but you don't say the second part that Muhammad is a prophet. You are not a Muslim. Let us say you obey Allah and you say Shahada, but you don't obey Muhammad. You are not a Muslim. As simple as that. You have to be obedience to Muhammad. And who care about obedience to Allah? Look, say obey Allah and his messenger. Hold on, why I need to obey the messenger? The messenger is as a man, he himself, he commits sin. The Quran says I forget to thee, I may forget to thee your past and your coming sin. So why I need to obey Muhammad, not Allah? Because look, in Islam, if I obey Allah, I'm not obeying Muhammad. Because if Muhammad is just a man, he is a servant of Allah, and I am obeying Allah, then the obedience of Muhammad is not needed, because I did the purpose of being a Muslim by obeying Allah. So why I need to obey the messenger? Because the true God of Islam is Muhammad. This is the real God of Islam. As an example, if you ask Muslims today, do you practice muta? They say to you, no. Okay, the muta is in chapter 4, verse number 24, and Allah, he ordered the muta. They say to you, the prophet, he said not to do muta no more. So which one you follow? We obey the messenger, we don't obey Allah. There's tons of rules is abrogated by Muhammad statements, and yet it exists in the Quran. Muhammad, he says something, the Muslim, they follow it against the Quran. They take the words of Muhammad over the word of Allah. You see it? Why the obedience of Muhammad is necessarily if Muhammad himself was not obedient to Allah? If Muhammad even was not a good believer, if we go in the Quran, we will find the following. Muhammad even don't trust Allah, don't believe in Allah, and he don't believe in him for a second. Look what the Quran says. In the Quran, Muhammad, he said the following. Chapter 10, verse number 94. You can read any translation you want. As I said, all of them are a bunch of liars. Allah said to Muhammad, supposedly, if thou wert in doubt as to what we have revealed into thee. Who's talking? Supposedly Allah. To who? Talking to Muhammad. What he is saying to Muhammad, if you have suspicion, what? The prophet, he have suspicion about who? About Allah. Then ask who? Those who have been reading the book before thee. Who are they? The Christians and the Jews, the people of the book. When Muhammad, he received this from his God, supposedly stating that he is having a doubt about his belief, what was really the purpose of this? I mean, what is the purpose of Muhammad saying that if you don't believe that you are receiving the true revelation from the true God, go and ask the Christians and the Jews? At that moment, Muhammad, the hypocrite, he was trying to get close to the Jews, and he want to tell them, I've been asked by Allah to seek your permission, to seek your approval. Allah, he loved the Jews. He don't hate the Jews. See, look what Allah, he says to me, if you have any doubt about you being a prophet, go and ask the Jews. So the Jews now, they will feel better, because here we go, the Quran saying that in order for Muhammad to be a prophet, he need our approval. That's amazing. Muhammad is not against us. So the smart Muhammad, he made this verse for that purpose, but today it's working against him. Why? Because he showed us that either he was a liar, he don't have a doubt about himself being a prophet, or really he have a doubt about being a prophet, and that will make him get busted again. Because how a prophet of God, he have a doubt about him being a prophet? And after all those verses and all those chapters that he received, and now he have a doubt about being prophets. So who is the one was squeezing him in the cave, and who is the angel was talking to him, and all those verses and revelation and etc., and now you have a doubt? Let us continue. So until now we prove that everything about Muhammad does not fit with anything with the Ten Commandment. Here we showed you that Muhammad, he made images. Now, you shall not use God name in vain. Did Muhammad use God names in vain? Absolutely. Let me show you. A Muslim is allowed to lie and take false oath in vain. If we read here, oh man, this search engine is okay. Hold on, let me fix this. Read with me here. Chapter 2, verse number 2 to 5. Chapter 2, verse number 2 to 5. I'm not the one translating, remember. I'm just showing you Muslims what is written in your book. Allah will not take you accountable for the false oath you give. What? Allah will not call you to the account of the totalness in your oath. Now, how people they use what oath? What oath mean? Oath, you are using the name of God. Oath simply, it's mean you swear by God that you did not do this or you will not do that, etc. So Allah will not take you accountable for your false oath, so you can use the name of God in vain. The God of Islam, it's okay for him, but for the intention in your heart, so Allah judge you by what is in your heart, not by your oath. which means a Muslim is allowed to lie, because when you if you make a false oath, but your intention in your heart is different, that's a license for lying, because you know that your oath is not meant to be, but it is what is meant in your heart is what is important. So you can take all kind of false oath, as many as you want, and Allah will not take you accountable for those false oaths. So obviously the God of Islam, he don't teach the Ten Commandments, because he is teaching you that you can take and do false oath, and we can show you many verses like those in the Quran. And the same as in chapter 5 verse number 89, etc. You know, you can take a false oath and Allah don't have a problem with it. I mean, what the problem? You see it? In Islam it's okay to lie, and Muhammad even, he says a Muslim, he can lie in 3 cases to his family, to his friends, to his enemy. Who's left? And that including you can take an oath. You can swear to your wife that you will never do this. Actually, Muhammad himself, he practiced this. Muhammad, he took an oath, and this is why Muhammad, he made this chapter, by the way, I mean, about the false oath, because if you go to the chapter of At-Tahrim verse number 1, Muhammad, he made an oath to his wives that he will not sleep with his slaves in their beds again. In chapter 66 verse number 1, it says, "O you prophet, why you are forbidden to yourself what Allah he made lawful to thee?" How Muhammad he forbid himself? By making a false oath. Muhammad, he slept with those women in the beds of his wives, and their wives, they got so upset, they made a strike against him, so he made an oath, I swear by Allah, I'm not going to do it again. After a few days, Muhammad got horny and he wanted to sleep with those women again. So Muhammad, in order to dump his previous oath, the easiest way is to give Quran from Allah. Allah says to me, why you are forbidding what is lawful for you? It's lawful for you to sleep with those sex slaves. In this way, the women, the wives, they cannot complain, because who can complain against Allah? Allah is the one who's talking. As simple as that. Do you see it? And you will see right away in the verse after, to prove my point, that this is about his oath. Do you see it? Guys, is the text clear for you? So Muhammad made an oath forbidding himself from sleeping with those women. The Muslim, they give you tons of stories that this is about honey, etc. It's about sleeping with women. They found him sleeping with a woman, her name is Mary the Copt, in the bed of his wife. And then he was worried that those women, they will go and complain to their fathers and they will have a problem with them, so he swear by Allah he will never do it again. He took an oath. In order to break his oath, Muhammad always, he used Allah as a sex toy. You know, sex toys, the perverted one, they use it when they need it. They forget about it when it's not needed. Allah is the same as a sex toy. It is remembered only when he needed it, when it's come to sex. Here we go. Muhammad is horny. He want to sleep with those women. He took an oath he will never do it again, and now he wanna do it. So what he do? He break his oath, and the excuse is Allah told him, you cannot forbid what is lawful for you. It's lawful for me to sleep with all my women, who they are, including my sex slaves. So it's very funny when a Muslim, he says that Muslim, they follow the Ten Commandments. Let us continue and love together at the Muslim saying that. Read with me here. Thou shall honor your mother and your father. Question to the Muslims. Did Muhammad honor his father and his mother? Did Muhammad honor his father and his mother? The answer, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Muhammad, he called his parents filthy, dirty. How we can prove that? Let us go to the Quran. In the Quran, we will find the following. The Quran called the non-believers najis. Najis mean filthy, dirty, physically, not only spiritually. Like when a Muslim he call you a pig, he mean that you are najis, unclean. And it's not about taking a shower. No, no, no. You, all of you, your blood, your skin, you are unclean. You are a dirty creature. This is what najis mean. So the Quran in chapter 9 verse 28 says that وَإِنَّمَا الْمُشْرِكُونَ النَّجِسِ, those who they are worshipping by beside Allah someone else or other gods, they are najis. They are pagans who they are filthy, dirty, not unclean only. You see here they are trying to be, you know, fabrication in the translation. As I said, it's not unclean, it's filthy in the way, not in a filth of like just you touch something dirty. No, no, you are dirty. Your skin is dirty, your meat is dirty, your flesh is dirty, your eyes is dirty, your hair is dirty. You are dirty. It doesn't matter how much you take a shower. So the pagans are unclean, dirty, filthy. Now, is Muhammad speaking about his parents in this? Yes, because Muhammad, he stated clearly that his father and his mother, they are mushrikeen. A man, he came to Muhammad and he asked him about his father. He said to him that my father and your father in hellfire. Which means Muhammad's father is najis. Is najis. Read with me this hadith. A man asked, I hope the text is clear for you guys. A man asked, where is my father? Where is what? My father. The messenger of Allah replied, your father is in hell. Okay. And he turned his back to him and he says, my father and your father is in hell. So the father of Muhammad, there's no question that he is in hellfire according to Muhammad, and he is one of the najis. So how you says to me that Muhammad, he respect his parents? Do you respect your parents by calling them filthy? You know, what about saying sinners? What about saying that they are not obeying God? You know, what the parents of Muhammad did to him to say that? I mean, even if they will not go to heaven. Why Muhammad is saying such a statement, which is nothing but insulting to his parents? In different hadith, Muhammad, he asked Allah for forgiveness for his mother. Allah, he refused. Which means his mother too, she is going to go to hellfire, and she is najis, as the Quran says in the Quran. They are filthy, dirty, in chapter 9 verse number 28. So Muhammad did not respect his parents. And by the way, the real name of the father of Muhammad cannot be Abdullah, because how the father of Muhammad will go to hell and his name is Abdullah, which means the slave of Allah? It doesn't make sense. How somebody he worship Allah, he will go to hell? As we said, Muslims are a bunch of disconnected people with their religion. The real name of Muhammad's father cannot be Abdullah, it must be Abdullah. Otherwise, Abdullah, he must be saved person, because he is born before Muhammad. This is the father of Muhammad, and he died when Muhammad was a baby. Actually, according to Muslim books, The father of Muhammad, he died 4 years before Muhammad's birth, which means Muhammad's mother, she was sleeping around, and yet the Muslim, they claim that he was the son of this man. His name is Abdullah. So Muhammad did not respect his parents, and there's no question about that. Let us continue. Thou shall not steal. I mean, how a Muslim says that Muslim we follow Islam. Muslims are permitted to steal with no question. What Muhammad he said about stealing? Let me show you. Muhammad, he have a sign says, I am a thief. Let us expose him. Read me, please. This is not my word. This is not my translation. This is not my Muslims Abdul. Listen carefully. Don't tell me you are making things up. It's in the front of your eyes. Muhammad saying, I have been commanded by Allah to fight the people until they testify that there is no God except Allah, and that is Muhammad, his messenger. You see, he's committing shirk, forcing people to believe in two, Allah and Muhammad, not only in one. And then perform the salat and pay the zakat. You have to pay Muhammad. If they do that, they will have a protection of their blood and their property. Do you see the word property, Muslims? Do you see the word property? What does that mean? That means if you convert to Islam, Muhammad will not steal your money. And the property here is including human trafficking, not only stealing money. Muhammad, he did attack tons of tribes who they never have a war with him, and he took their women, he took their property, he took their animals, and he is nothing but a thief. So it's a lawful for a Muslim to steal the money of non-Muslim, especially if you are not under the conditions of protection, which mean you pay the jizya. As you remember in chapter 9 verse number 29, it says that the Christians, they should be fought, the Christian and the Jews, until they pay the jizya with humiliation and being subdued. Then if you pay the jizya, the Muslims, they will not take your property from you, because they will make you the fact they own the property, because what they will do, they will let you have it so you can make more money so you can pay them. It's like a cow. They get, the cow, they allowed the cow to eat the grass so they can tomorrow have the milk of the cow. So Muhammad method is very clear. He is a thief, and he will kill you, and he will take your blood, he will rape your women, and he will take your property. If you remember the story of Safiya, if you remember the story of many, how Muhammad, or Juriya, if we go to the story of Juriya, let me see if I can find the hadith fast. This search engine is not good. It's giving me hadith have nothing to do. But anyway, we know the story of Juriya, and we know the story of many women who Muhammad kidnapped them from their family, and he even was accused to be a thief in the Quran. In the Quran, if we go, you will find the following. In chapter 3 verse number 61, the Quran says it's not for a prophet to be a thief. It's not what? It's not for a prophet to be a thief. What the heck? What that verse mean? Look what the Muslim translation is. It's not a prophet, it's no prophet could ever be false in his trust, to his trust. It doesn't, what trust? Yaghul is about stealing money. If we go to the interpretation, we will find the following: that the Muslims, they fought with Muhammad, or let us say they have a like an argument about who is the one who took a red underwear. The Muslim, they attack some people, they stole their property, they stole their clothes, and now they are fighting over the clothes, and they are accusing their prophet that he stole the red velvet or the red underwear. The fact, it doesn't say really if it's a velvet or not, of an underwear. It says that it's a red piece of clothes. It's not for a prophet to emzeal Yaghul Muhammad ibn etc. It says etc. blah blah blah. Ibn Abbas said some red velvet acquired as booty. I mean, look at this booty, guys. What kind of a prophet he bring with him home a booty which is red velvet? You know what I mean? This is a prophet of God. A prophet of God is coming back home, and he and his followers, they are fighting over a piece of clothes. And Allah in the heaven, he make a chapter to defend Muhammad from being accused of stealing an underwear. And the one is accusing Muhammad of stealing this the stolen, because this booty is a theft. What booty mean? What booty mean? Especially they are taking it from people who they are civilian. Those guys did not fight them. People go in the caravan in the street, they attack them, they steal their money. They are pirate. Muhammad is nothing but a desert pirate. So some red velvet acquired as booty from the idolaters in the battle of Badr, and accounted. So now it's missing, and the Muslim, they start saying obviously Muhammad, he take it, or he took it. Why? Because Muhammad is always well known that he take the best of the booty. He's a thief. So Muhammad, he want to defend himself in front of his followers, so he made a verse which is in front of us, chapter 3 verse 161, saying that it is not Muhammad who steal. Now don't you find that this is very funny, that Allah, the creator of the universe, according to Muslims, he sent a verse saying to us it is not for Muhammad to steal? So who is the one who took it? What about Allah? He tell us who is the one who took that red velvet. Any Muslim can tell us? Any Muslim can tell us what the point of this verse? Until now nobody knows where is the red velvet. If Muhammad is not the one who took it, who took it? Hey guys, there's some people supposedly are atheists, maybe in the text, and they are trying to take you out of our topic. We don't care if you believe in Jesus or not. If you are an atheist, go and worship yourself that you are an animal. This is what you believe, right? You're an atheist. An atheist who want to convince me that he is an animal. Well, I agree with you. I believe atheists are animals. So don't bother and waste our time to talk to an atheist. Atheist is a stupid person with no question, because he want to convince you after 10 hours debating that he is an animal. Well, you know what? You won the debate. I agree. You are an animal. I mean, what I will debate an atheist about? What? I mean, serious. This guy, he debate you until tomorrow to prove to you that he's a donkey. He's an animal. He's an animal like every animal. Okay, I agree. You are. Look at you. Look at you. What you are doing in Germany. They are burning cars. Why? Because a bunch of presidents they are meeting. I mean, how is that? How you prove that you are right? They are violent, same as Muslims. They are criminals, the same as Muslims. They kill babies, the same as Muslims. Look, go and see in North Korea. Go and see in China. Go and see Stalin. They are the same as Muhammad. All of them, they are criminals. Don't waste your time with them. An atheist, he do not know God until he get injured, and then he says God. Oh God. Let him. He will find God in his way. Just wait. Let us go back to the topic. So Muhammad was accused of stealing, and Muhammad, he make it legitimate to be a thief. And we can show you tons of verses in the Quran saying that Allah He allowed the Muslims to go and steal the money of non-Muslims. So how you say to me that Muhammad, he followed the Ten Commandments? Let us continue with this joke. You shall not lie or give false testimony. That's fantastic, by the way. I mean, you should not lie. We just showed you the Muhammad saying you can give a false oath. And Muhammad, he says you can lie in 3 cases: to your wife, to your family, your family, and your friends and your enemies. I mean, who's left? But let us show you how Muslims they ignore that their prophet is a big satanic messenger. If we go in chapter 3, verse number 28, you will see the following. And as you see, I never say something from my pocket. I show you in the screen what I am reading for you, right? I don't make things up, you know. I just show everything I'm reading. You can go or read any interpretation you want. As you see, this is official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. And the king of Jordan, he claimed that he is from the family of Muhammad. No wonder that he's corrupt. He's a scam like he's a prophet. Look what the Quran says. Look, guys, in here it says that you shall not lie or give false testimony, correct? I mean, how a Muslim can post this? I mean, this is amazing. You as a Muslim and you believe you should not lie? Let us see what Islam teach about lying. You will not believe it. Islam is a religion not only teach lying is okay, it encourage you to do lie. This is a chapter 3, verse number 28, and this is how the Muslims understood the Quran, not me. And this is the interpretation by Muhammad cousin himself, not someone who born 20th century after Muhammad, which means 600 years after us. Now read with me now. It says that it's not allowed for a Muslim to take the Christians or the Jews as a friends, or they call us the hypocrite. The funny they say is, you guys, the Muslims, they call us hypocrites. I wanted to take note of this. They call us hypocrite, but look what the Quran is teaching. You cannot take them as friends, and you cannot honorable with them. However, if you are sincere in taking non-Muslims as a friends, by taking the hypocrite, which supported us, we are the hypocrites, and the disbelievers as friends, yeah, he has no connection with Allah. So a Muslim, he is not allowed to be a friend to non-Muslims. The second you take them and you are sincere about taking me and you as a friend, a Muslim, he has no connection with Allah. What no connection mean? It means he's an apostate. He became an apostate. He's no Muslim, and he has no honor and mercy or protection, which means Muslims, they can kill him. That's it. He's an apostate. All of this just because the crime is he took you as a friend. That's all. That's all. Now, but there's an exception. There is an exception. You will be killed if you take them as a friend. However, if you are lying to them as about saying you are a friend, it's okay. Read with me. Unless what? Huh? You have no protection unless it be that you guard yourself against them, save yourself from them, taking as it were security, saving yourself from them by speaking in a friendly way toward them with while your heart dislike this. I mean, the Muslims saying to us we should not give a false testimony and we should not lie. Isn't it this is a lie? Isn't it this is an official lie? That we can lie to people, say to them we are your friends, but the fact we hate them? Huh? A Muslim Abdul in the chat, he is worried about which Christian sect is the true one. We don't believe in sect, my friend. Christianity is not about sect. Jesus, he said, whoever believe in me and die will live. So you will not be saved because of sect. You will live with the Messiah if you believe in him. Sect will not save you. We don't believe in sect. So shut up. You Muslims believe in sect. Your prophet, he said, my nation will be 73 sect. One of them will go to heaven and the rest they will go to hell. That's what your prophet said. Do you want to show you on the screen? Huh? Don't force me to show you. And that will return the question for you. Which sect is going to save you, Abdul? So which means being a Muslim will not save you anyway. Because it's like gambling. 73 sect, one of them will go to heaven and the rest they will go to hell? What the hell? So which sect I should follow as a Muslim then? Let's go back to our topic. We can show you this hadith later. Read with me here. So the Quran teach the Muslims they can lie and they can fool you and they can speak to you saying that they are your friends, but their heart dislike this. And the Muslims, they call us hypocrites. You believe it? Do you believe it? They call us hypocrite, and they are the one who is allowed to lie to us, saying that we are your friends, but in fact they hate us, and yet we are the hypocrite. Welcome to Islam. This is the religion of the devil, and in the religion of the devil every false rules is allowed. For the devil is the father of all lies, as Jesus said. Guys, Christians, do you think Jesus will approve to you to say what the Quran is saying in front of you? That you can lie, saying to Muslims you are my friend, but in your heart you hate them? Do you think our God, the Lord, he will approve such a thing? You see, people, they lie is different from God teaching me it's okay to lie. He's encouraging me to lie to others, and the purpose is to hate them. How that can be God? And what kind of God he is? Do we have any Muslim? And yet you say to us that the Quran teach you that you should not lie and give false oath, and we showed you all of those. Islam is religion of lying, my friend. Everything in your religion is about I can lie. I can lie in Islam. It is the best of Islam is to lie. And that is a clear proof that you Muslims are following the devil, because Jesus, and not only even the Messiah before, I mean, logically speaking, I mean, how, let us say I'm an atheist for the sake of argument. How you want to convince me that you are following a true God and your God is teaching you that you can lie? By the way, the Muslim, they will say to you, oh, this is about what if somebody want to kill you? Don't you lie to him? Read carefully, my friends. This is not about somebody want to kill you. If somebody want to take you as a friend, obviously he don't want to kill you. It says take not the non-believers as a friends. So how they are your enemy but they want to take you as a friend? Stop lying. This is Islam, by the way, is one of the most powerful used practice, which is called taqiyya. Taqiyya means protection. So in order for a Muslim to protect Islam, he is allowed to lie to you, so he can say as many as he can, as many lies he want, just in order to fool you and protect Islam. So if a Muslim want to say to me that he is following the Ten Commandments, my friend, the Ten Commandments says clearly you should not lie. You should not take false oath. And we showed you all those things. You should not kill. And later we will show you how Muhammad the thief, the killer is. And we showed you that Muslims, they accuse Muhammad to be a thief. Even they accuse him of stealing underwear. And by the way, if you go to the United Nations Interpol, which means the United Nations Police, you will find until now that this red velvet which Muhammad was accused of stealing is still missing. For Allah until now could not tell us where is the red velvet which is missing, which is accused, Muhammad accused of stealing it. Let us continue with the 10 commandment post made by the Muslim Abdul. Here you will find the following. This Abdul, he says, thou shall not kill. Muslims, are you sure? Are you sure? All the Quran is about killing. All the Quran is about killing. I will show you a story that even you can kill a Muslim. Even what? You can kill a Muslim in Islam. Yes. If we go in the Quran, we will find the following. I wasn't planning really to stay long because I wanted to make the video short so you can download it. However, you can cut it pieces if you want after we finish. In chapter 18 verse number 74, a prophet of Allah, his name is Al-Khudr, he slaughtered a boy who is a Muslim. He's what? He is a Muslim. Why he slaughtered him? I mean, come on, he's a Muslim. Even the Quran says he is an innocent boy. Then we will go and we will find few verses after that he was killed because in the future this boy, he will grow up and he will leave Islam. He suspect that he might leave Islam. He suspect. We feared. You see it? So he slaughtered him. How you say that in Islam we should not kill, but you are teaching your Muslims that you can kill even your own child if you fear that when he grow up he will leave Islam? Any Muslim? I mean, how not to mention if we go and search in the Quran for the word kill, qatala, yuqatil, qatilu, you will find it all over. And the Muslim, by the way, they might quote for you a verse like chapter 2 verse 190. It says that Allah, he says, fight those who fight you and don't be like don't do aggression. But hold on, fight those who fight you. Do you know who fight Muslims? Like when you hear this and the Quran says fight those who fight you, you might think, okay, well, this is logical. If somebody is fighting me, I have the right to defend myself. My friend, remember what Muhammad he said. I've been ordered to fight all mankind until they convert to Islam. Whoever refused to convert to Islam is fighting Islam. That's it. Just by refusing, you are in war with Islam and Muslims. You do not need to go in war with them in order for them to fight you. The Messenger of Allah said, I've been all commanded by whom? By Allah. It's a holy war. To fight against the people. What people mean? What the people mean? Is that an allocation? No. All the people, all mankind. So what is the purpose of this war? They have to testify that Muhammad is a prophet and Allah is God. So the whole war is a holy war, and not because they are fighting me. No, by rejecting me, they are waging war. So in Islam, when they say to you, you see, I can show you the Quran says, don't fight those, fight only those who fight you, and don't be aggression. Don't do aggression. But this is the aggression. Those who fight in Islam is those who reject Islam or reject to pay the jizya. Muhammad, he sent 3 letters to 3 kings saying to them, convert or else, or pay jizya. If you pay jizya, you are not doing aggression. You are being subdued like a slave, and the Muslim, they spit in your face. Muhammad, he says, if you meet a Christian or a Jew in the street, force him to walk in the sewage. So not only you pay the jizya, you will be humiliated. 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 You Muhammad is a big fat killer. There's a story of Muhammad killing a woman. Her name is Qurfa. 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 I can actually find you the story just right now. Very well known story. Actually, you can go to even in Wikipedia, the story is there. Muhammad, he cut this woman 2 parts when she was alive. Let us see. Okay. Let me find you an official website, not Wikipedia. This is Wikipedia, the story in Wikipedia. But let me find you official website. Here we go. The story of Qurfa. And the book name is Sharh al-Zaraqani على المواهب على etc. So this is one. There's tons of books we can show you, but this is an official website, and this is Al-Maktaba Al-Shamila Islamic Library, as you see in the screen. Here it says that Muhammad and his men, they attack Qurfa and her tribe, and the Muslim, they say to you that in Islam we don't kill women. Look what he did to Qurfa. He said here, he captured her, this woman who is an old woman. She's a very old woman, very aged woman. He captured her with her son, with her daughter, sorry. And then after that, he did kill them in a very violent killing. Very violent killing. How he did that? Continue saying. And he captured Qurfa and her daughter, and a guy, his name is Abdullah ibn Mas'ada, etc. And then okay, let us go. Here we go. And then وربط بين رجليها حبلا ثم ربطها بين بعيرين ثم زجرهما فذهبا فقطعهما or فقطعها. So he tied her legs between 2 camels. He put, like, you know, two ropes in her legs and her foot, and he put her between 2 camels, and he ordered those camels to rush in 2 different directions, and he split her 2 pieces. A woman, an old woman, a prisoner of war. She is in her 80. Muhammad, he tied her up, and this is in their books, not in the Christian books. This is not a Jewish book or Hindu book or etc. This is not the Deception of Allah Christian Prince book or Qur'an And Science. This is not one of my books. This is, I'm reading for you from the Muslims' books. The Muslims' books, they say this and they believe in this, and they are proud about this, and they have no problem with their prophet tying up the legs of a woman who is she is so old, and he ripped her 2 pieces when she is alive. And yet they say to you the Prophet Muhammad was a very merciful prophet. He is the prophet of mercy. There's tons of stories, disgusting stories about killing women, children's innocent. There's a guy, Muhammad, he keep beating him, asking him for where he saved his money. He's a Jew. He want to know where the money is, and the man, he keeps saying, I don't know. After beating the hell of him, Muhammad, he chopped his head. Or what about crucifixion? and torture, which is nothing but a pagan practice. You see, Muhammad, he, Muslim, they say that Allah is God and he is not the God of the pagans, but obviously Allah, he liked the crucifixion practice, which is a pagan practice by the Roman. Allah, he like it, Allah, he love it, and he practice it, and he make it a verse in the Quran. If we go here, you will see the following. That not only Quran teach crucifixion, teach torture. You see, when ISIS, they put somebody in the cross and they put nails in his eyes and they chop his hands and his feet. This is from the Quran, my friend. And the funny, they say to you, someone like James White, a false Christian teacher who teach Christians false information about Islam in purpose because he want to deceive them. The verse in front of us, it says it clearly, chapter 5 verse number 33, that the punishment of those who wage war against Allah. Who is the one wage war against Allah? Not necessarily somebody is carrying a sword. No, anyone, he is not accepting Islam or he don't want to pay jizya. The punishment for those who do this, who wage war. When you see the wage war, you think they are attacking us. No. As we showed you, Muhammad, he said, I've been ordered to fight all mankind, all of them, until they say there's no God but Allah and there's no prophet but Muhammad. And they pay me the zakat, and they pray the prayer, and they slaughter as we slaughter, and they eat as we eat, and they pray as we pray, which means the direction to our qibla, and then and only then I will stop shedding their blood and I will protect their property. So this is the war they are talking about. If you don't accept Islam, not necessarily, it can be about somebody do a crime too, but generally speaking, you don't believe in Islam, you are waging war. So whoever wage war against Allah and his messenger, look what we do for him is execution or crucifixion or cutting off of his hands and his feet from opposite sides. And the funny, someone like James White, he says to us, ISIS is not Islam. This is why I always say, be careful of false teachers like this man, because they come to you in the clothes of a sheep, but they are wolves. A Christian, he listened to James White, he will believe him. This is a Christian guy. He have a ministry, he have a church supposedly. Many naive Christians, they donate for him and they support him, but that he says to you, ISIS is not Islam. Well, name for me one thing ISIS did, Mr. Liar, Muhammad James White, and Muhammad did not do. Name one thing ISIS did, Muhammad did not do. According to the interpretation of this story here, that there's a group of people who convert to Islam and then they killed the shepherd and they ran away. Muhammad, he brought them back, he put nails in their eyes. Do you believe it? And he cut their hands and their feet and he let them bleed. This guy, he enjoyed torture. He enjoyed revenge. And that showing you that he is sick in his heart. He have a sickness. You see, torture, he don't just kill. Somebody saying, where do you get this from? Okay, let me show you. This is the chapter in front of us, chapter 5 verse number 33. Let us go. You see, in front of your eyes, I show everything I say. I don't make things up. Not me, my friend. Oh, hold on. All right, read with me here. Actually, let me show you from the book of Asbab al-Nuzul. Hold on. Just to show you what Muhammad he did for them. Read with me. Please read with me. And again, I am not the one is saying that. Look how Muhammad, he put nails in their eyes when they are alive. When they are alive. All right. So Muhammad, he sent his men to capture those men. Let us say, for the sake of argument, they commit a crime. Okay, kill the one who killed. Kill the one who killed. Why you are cutting their hands? Look this. Read with me. He cut off their hands and feet and gouged their eyes, and they were left in this state in Medina until they died. I mean, how disgusting this prophet is. This is the prophet of mercy. Where is the just? Let us say, for the sake of argument, remember, we are reading the story from the point of view of Muslims. This doesn't mean this is the truth. Remember, you see, most of the stories, 99% of the stories which we have about Muhammad is what Muslims, they think it's good to tell. Doesn't mean this is the truth. But let us say, for the sake of argument, this story there is true. Why Muhammad is cutting off their hands and feet, and why he gouged their eyes? Huh? What for? Let us say I'm a thief. Let us say I'm a thief. Let us say I killed somebody. Why you want to gouge my eyes? Why you are cutting all my hands and all my feet? And why you crucify me? This is not a punishment. This is a torture. And that is exactly, you can go right now, search in Google ISIS crucifixion. You will find tons of videos of ISIS doing exactly as Muhammad did. They gouge the eyes of people who they are their enemies. They hate nails and they put it in their eyes. They cut their feet and they cut their hands. That is Islam. Obviously, this guy, he have an illness. Muhammad, he have an illness. Even victory for Muslims is about revenge. It's not about really practicing. Let us say it's something personal of revenge for you don't believe in Islam. What kind of God and what kind of religion we are talking about? This is chapter 5, verse number 33. And by the way, I'm not quoting my own cherries. We can change the interpretation for you Muslims if you want. If you like. I'm just reading your books, which is in English. The Arabic actually is more ugly. I'm just showing you what is there. Read with me. As you see it in front of your eyes. This is Islam. And then the Muslims, Abdul, he says to us that Muslims, they follow the 10 commandments. Now let us go to number 8. Adultery. A Muslim is speaking about a Muslim should not do adultery. I mean, do you believe that? Islam is the religion of adulteress. It is religion of adulteress. You cannot be a Muslim and you are against adultery. Let us show you how Muhammad the adulteress lived. All his life is the life of adultery, and even he made it legal in Islam to be adulteress. In chapter 4, verse number 24, chapter 4, verse number 24, Muhammad, he allowed the Muslims to rent women for 1 night or 3 hours stands or 2 hours stand or even 5 minutes. Just pay her. The women, she take off her panty, you sleep with her, you have sex with her, and that is called Mut'a contract. It doesn't call marriage, by the way. It's called mut'a contract. It's a contract of mut'a. Mut'a in Arabic means pleasure, sex pleasure. This is chapter 4, verse number 24. And remember, the translation here is using words is not even mentioned in the Quran. As an example, the whole verse here, it doesn't say a wife. It doesn't say the word wife. But here you see women who they are wives. It doesn't talk about wives. It's talking about having sex is not forbidden for you, women, who they are having a spouse. Forbidden for you, except, look, it's forbidden for you to have sex with women who they are having a spouse, except who? Except a woman you capture from war, even if you know her husband. Even if you know her husband, still she is lawful for you. And what else? All the slave girls you own, you capture, you can have sex with them. What else? Who else? And any women you seek sex with her by your wealth. Here they use the word dowry. That's a lie. It doesn't say that. It says فَمَا اسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ. So pay them wages for what you enjoy yet from them. Yet here, enjoy yet, mean enjoy their vagina. Now let us show you that this is about sex practice, prostitution, paying women for sex. We will change right now the translation in front of us, and you will see how everything changed in a second. Immediately. We will go here. Hold on. Look what it says. A Muslim, let us say there's a Muslim guy, he is horny, but he don't want to marry and have a family. He want to have sex, just sex. So what he can do? He can practice something called zawajul mut'a. Zawaj, between two brackets, mean marriage. Mut'a mean for sex, which means this is a marriage for sex, which means the purpose of this marriage is not really to have a marriage, it is to have a license to sleep with this woman. How you sleep with them and how you can do that? You should seek with your money marrying women for an agreed period of time. It doesn't say, by the way, marrying women. This is false. It's about you seek women to sleep with, to do nikah to her with your money for an agreed period of time. So what is the condition of mut'ah? In Islam, the first condition is you have to pay money. The second condition is both of you agreed about the money. The third condition is for a period of time, which means you have to have three conditions at least. The first one, how much money you will pay. You make it clear. Let us say I'm going in the elevator. I see a woman, her name is Fatima, and Fatima, she is horny, and I am. Obviously, all the Arab are horny always. So I say to Fatima, Fatima, how much you will take if you take off your panty for me, and we have sex for the coming 15 minutes in the elevator. Fatima, the good Muslimah, she will say to me, well, $5. I say, no, I cannot pay you $5. Really, it's too much. What about $4.50? Then she say, okay, only for half hour, not for an hour, okay, not more than half hour. So if we agree about the half hour or 15 minutes or even 1 minute, that is total contract of muta. So the Islamic religion teach a man that he can hire a woman only for sex, not for love, not for any relationship, not even for dating. He don't even care what her name is. He don't care if she like him or not. She don't care if he like her or not. What they care for is the money, and to agreed about the money and about the period of time, which means this is a preset time marriage. So if you agree with the women to have a contract with her for 3 days of sex, when the 3 days of sex are over, there is no divorce. There's no divorce in this marriage. This is the proof that this is not a marriage too, because any marriage there's a divorce. In this case, there's no divorce. When the time is up, the time is up. That's it. Am I heard, guys? You guys don't hear me? That's weird. Some people are saying the video is not working for me. Why is that? I don't know why. Yeah, maybe some of you have a problem, you know. Try to refresh, please. Tell them to refresh their page. Restart the page. Refresh, just refresh. Tell him to refresh, please. And this is nothing but a pure adultery. And not to forget to mention Muhammad and his crimes, kidnapping women, slavery, you know. As an example, there is a woman who converted to Islam. I think she was an American. She was told about how amazing Muhammad is. How amazing Muhammad is. And how peaceful he is, and how noble he was, and etc. And then she found that Muhammad is nothing but a thief, a criminal, an adulteress, and everything wrong in the world is in his life. And I will show you a very clear evidence of how scumbag this man is. If we go in the Quran, until now, as you see, whenever I showed you something is from our book, we are showing you from your books, Muslims. If we go in the Quran, we remember the story of Zayd. Who is Zayd? Zayd is a person who was adopted by the wife of Muhammad, Khadija. And Muhammad, he married him to a woman. Her name is Zainab bint Jahsh. If we go in this story, chapter 33, verse number 37. 33, 37. Again, as you see, Muslims, I'm not giving you anything from my pocket. I'm showing you in the front of your eyes whatever happened. You know, whatever you Muslim says in your books, it's in front of us. Imagine, guys, Allah says to Muhammad, why you are hiding? Let us first read the translation, just to show you how stupid the translation is. Yusuf translation. This is 33, 37. Remember. Behold, thou didst say to the one who had received the grace of Allah and the favor, retain thou your woodlock, which means the wife, and fear Allah. So the Quran saying to Muhammad, you Muhammad, you keep saying to this man, keep your wife for you, keep your wife for you, but you are hiding what is in your heart. What the heck? What? Muhammad saying to his son, supposedly by adoption, my son, keep your wife. But Allah speaking, saying, you keep saying to your son, keep your wife, but in your heart you want this woman. In your heart you want her. I mean, how in the world God he say to a man that it's okay to be in love with married women? Actually, he's not in love. Muhammad never loved a woman. He want to have sex with her. Have you ever heard of a God? We just show the Muslim posting from the Ten Commandments where it says that you should not commit adultery. And adultery is about you cannot have relationship not only with single women supposedly out of marriage, is about having sexual relationship with the women she is married. Actually, we just showed you from the Quran in chapter 424, it says that it's forbidden for you to have sex with married women, except those who they are your sex slaves, which means you can rape them too. However, additional to that, Muhammad he have a license, which is he can force anyone to sleep with him, and that is nothing but a pure adultery. So if we go in the Quran here, we will find the following. Muhammad he made a chapter in the Quran is about he giving license to had sex with his own son wife. If you ask a Muslim what will make a marriage in Islam, he will say to you, you have to have two witnesses. You have what? You have to have two witnesses. Muhammad, before he forced her husband to divorce her, or let us say to let her go, there's no divorce, so Muhammad he can have her. Muhammad he went to her house and he flirted with her according to the Muslim stories. Let us read together. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Tafsir al-Qurtubi. Tafsir what? Al-Qurtubi. For those who speak Arabic, they can read with us. Anyway, I'm going to translate. If we go here, we will find the story of Zainab. Let me show you. Actually, hold on, not here. Hold on. Here we will find something else. Wait. We go to. Let me find the reference. You see, I don't say reference because they are in my head anyway. I mean, just and if I want to save everything I have in my head in a bookmark, my bookmark will be the biggest in the world. All right, here we go. This is Google book. It's okay. Let's go here. All right. Yeah, actually, the chapter. Yeah, Al-Qurtubi. Let's go to Al-Qurtubi. Al-Qurtubi, page number 423. 423. Read with me here. The story is about Zainab, and all of this is about explaining what happened with Zainab, etc., etc. But let us see what happened exactly according to the Muslims' story, not according to my story. And you know what? I am going to show you the translation of what it says here in Google translation. Let us see. Here we go. وقال مقاتل زوج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم زينب بنت جحش من زيد فمكثت عنده حينا. Muqatil, the companion of the Prophet of Islam, said the Prophet, he married Zainab bint Jahsh, Zainab the daughter of the donkey, from Zayd, and she stayed with him for some time. And then once the Prophet ثم إنه عليه السلام أتى زيدا يوما يطلبه. Muhammad, peace upon him, came to Zayd looking for him. So he saw Zainab standing up, and she was very white, beautiful and big, and she was from the most beautiful women of Quraysh. فهويها. So he loved her, and he said Subhanallah muqallib al-qulub. And he said, praise be to Allah who flipped my heart for you. فسمعت زينب بالتسبيحة فذكرتها لزيد. So Zainab, she heard his words and she told her husband. So her husband, he noticed. So he went to the messenger. He said to him, O Prophet of Allah, give me approval to divorce her. She is so stubborn, she is so proud, and she have a long tongue. So the Prophet, he says to him, Zayd, keep your wife, man, keep your wife for you. Fear Allah, keep your wife. Look at the hypocrite. He was in her house flirting with the married women in the house of the husband. And when the husband, he knew, guys, when he said that to the wife, he was speaking loud. That's why it says so she heard him. Let me take everything here and post it in Google Translation. I will copy as it is in the front of your eyes. Let us go to Google Translation. All right. You will see it right in the front of your eyes. Here we go. You see, I'm copying and pasting. Read with me, please. This is Google Translation, which is not really accurate, but it helps. It does the job. The husband, which means Zayd, he came to the Prophet the Prophet, he came to the husband when the husband was away, and was Zainab bint Jahsh bint Zayd. He stayed to her with okay. So here is saying the Prophet, he married this woman to Zayd, and she stayed with him for a period of time. And then the Prophet, he came to Zayd and he asked him to do something. This is the translation as it is in Google. It's not correct, but it's okay. And then I heard Zainab with the praise and reminded her Zayd. So the Prophet, he praised Zainab by saying, my heart is beating for you. Then Zayd, he went to the messenger and he said to him, grant me permission to divorce her. Look at this guy, guys. This guy, he never said to the Prophet, give me permission to divorce her. But now, because he heard his wife saying to him, your father was here, and he said to me that his heart is beating for me. Zayd, he said to himself, you know what? Obviously, this guy is sleeping with my wife. There's no way this man is stupid. He will not understand that obviously Muhammad already having sex with this woman. First of all, is it allowed for a Muslim man to go inside the house of married women if the husband is not there? The Muslim, they will say to you, yes, because he is his father. He is what? His father. Okay. Is it allowed for the father to flirt with the wife? Obviously, Muhammad is a scumbag criminal who don't have any dignity. Number one, he is abusing the trust of him being the father and this is why he had the right supposedly to go to that house. Otherwise he should not be there. And when he go in the house when the husband is away, he flirt with the wife and he say to her, my heart is beating for you. So then when the husband was informed by his wife what the father flirt is, and obviously she is a partner with Muhammad in this crime, she is cheating her husband already. Otherwise she should not be happy about this. She should say to him, shame on your father to say that to me. Imagine, guys, the story like this. Imagine you are married and you have a wife, and then your father flirt with your wife when you are not home. What your wife should be reaction for this? Should be so angry, disgusted, right? But look, Zainab, she is not disgusted. Obviously Zainab, she is cheating her husband, sleeping with Muhammad already, and now Muhammad, he want to have her. He became a prophet, he became God, he is Allah. So he made a verse in the Quran, always Muhammad, when he want to have sex with a woman, any woman, to make it lawful for him, he made Quran. And in this case, the case was hard. Why? Because this is his own son wife, and the Arab, they never dishonor that, even if he is a son from adoption. You see, the Arab, they have more dignity far beyond Muhammad. So in order for Muhammad to have Zainab, so he had to make a verse, and in order to have Zainab, he forbid Muslims even to adopt children after that. So he forbid adoption so he can have her. And adoption is a great noble thing. I mean, you take care of children, they are not yours. Isn't it amazing? It's very noble. Muhammad, just for the sake of his private part, his sexual desire, his lust, he forbid adoption, and he created a rule of no adoption no more. And then look, the husband, when he heard that Muhammad is flirting with his wife, he came to him asking him to divorce, to permission for divorce. And then the story about Muhammad coming is appear here. He said, peace upon him, it was said that God sent wind and lifted the curtain, and he saw Zainab in the house, and he failed himself, he fell in love. He fell in love. Muhammad in love with married women, and she is married to his own son. And actually the story go more crazy after that, because according to the story it says that sorry, when after Muhammad, he said that to the wife, that he is horny for her. After that, Zayd, he tried to have sex with his wife, but each time he tried to do that, Allah, he make his penis swell. You believe it? This is written in Muslim books. Let me see if I can find the story. Okay, hold on. Just to show you how Allah, he worked only for the penis of Muhammad. This is the reason for Allah to exist. Look what it says here. After Muhammad, he mentioned that he liked Zainab and he flirted with her. It says, Zainab, she said. Who is the one who's talking now? Zainab. All right. Actually, let's see if we can find it translated. Anyway, so Zainab, she said that when her husband Zayd, he tried to have sex with her, he could not have her. And she said, I did not forbid him from that, but Allah, He forbid him. You see, guys, because Muhammad, he wanted this woman, Allah will not let this man sleep with his wife no more. Which mean Allah, He do something wrong to his penis. So now the husband, he want to have sex with his wife. But now there's a problem. Muhammad, he want this woman, and Allah will never let a man sleep with his wife if Muhammad, he like the wife. So what Allah, He do? Allah, He bite the penis of Zayd. And let me show you the proof of that. It says, أنها قالت, that she said, that in some statement, in some stories, that إن زيدا تورم ذلك منه حين أراد أن يقربها, that Zayd, his penis swelled when he came to get close to her. So this person, his husband, after the prophet, he liked the woman, he tried to sleep with his wife, but each time he get close to her, Allah, He make his penis swell. And this is Al-Qurtubi. I'm going to post, this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and this is the book of Al-Qurtubi in front of your eyes, and this is the page number 423, as you see in front of you. All right, nothing of what we are saying is coming from our head. So how a Muslim, he says to us that Muslims, they are following the Ten Commandments. Muhammad was a killer, he was a gay, he was a homo, he was a thief, he was a liar, he's a false prophet. He broke everything in the Ten Commandments. So when a Muslim, he says to you that we Muslims believe in the Ten Commandments, tell them you believe in nothing but in the 10 lies of Muhammad. Muslims have nothing to do with any commandment of God. That is an absolute false statement. But Muslims, because they are desperate, they knew that their God does not exist. They knew that the religion is false religion. They knew that they have no honor without the Messiah, without Moses, without the Bible, without the Torah. So always they try to find themselves in our books. That's why you see a Muslim, he is so desperate to find the name of Muhammad in the Bible, but he will not find a Christian, any Christian, desperate to find the name of Jesus in the Quran. For this is the book of the devil, and we don't care for such a book. I hope you guys, you learned good for today, and we were able to answer if the Muslims have 10 commandments or not. And if any of you have a questions, there is a link underneath of the video. You can feel free and you can contact me, and you can ask me any questions if you have any request. However, here, before I finish, I want to show you this. The idea of worshiping one God was nothing but a copy of the Jews, as always. Let me show you this hadith before we finish for today. And this is a Sahih hadith, by the way, so the Muslim cannot say they cannot say it's not true, Anyway, let us read together what it says in the hadith. I think the reference is clear in front of your eyes, and you can see it. All right, that will make it more clear. A Jewish man came to Muhammad, and he said to him the following. Just to prove that this is a Jewish man, let me show you the hadith from different place. Here we go. So a Muslim will not say we are, you know, this is not a Jew, where you get the word Jew from, etc. So if we read it from the from the beginning, sorry guys, I have allergy. I'm not supposed to speak for long. So Muhammad, he was sitting with his friends, and then a Jew came to the prophet and said, who? A Jew. You see the word Jew? A Jew came to Muhammad and he said, okay, what the Jew he said to Muhammad? The Jew, he have some comment about Islam. He said to Muhammad, let me resize this first to make it more clear. I think this is fine now. So the Jew, he said to Muhammad, you are sitting up revolts to Allah. He did not mention Allah, to God. So the Jew, he says to Muhammad, you Muslims are mushrikeen, you are pagan. You associate others with him. Who is the one who's talking? A Jew. In the time of Muhammad, a Jew is saying to Muhammad, you are a pagan and you are not a true believer in the true God, in one God. And he continues saying, you say whatever Allah wills and you will. Whatever Allah will and you will. And that is a shirk. Why? Because you are saying that at the end of the day, it's the will of you and the will of God, not the will of God. And you say by the Kaaba. They swear by the Kaaba. The Muslims, they don't swear by Allah, they swear by the Kaaba. So the Prophet command them, if they wanted to swear an oath, to say by the Lord of the Kaaba, and to say whatever Allah wills and that you will. So who is the one is shaping the religion of Islam? Who is the one is making Muslims today? It was a Jew. The Muslims, they used to swear by the Kaaba. The Muslim, they believe that there's two will, the will of the man and the will of Allah. And later we will find Muhammad, he make it clear that there's only the will of Allah, the will of the man doesn't exist. So who is the one who shaped Islam? Is that Islam, or this is Islam version of made by a Jew? And why Muhammad, his God, did not correct him? And why Muhammad, he accept the correction of a Jew who himself is lost? Aren't the Jews are going to go to hell? Aren't they corrupt people? Aren't they liars? Aren't they pigs and monkeys? And yet Muhammad is being corrected from a Jew. And the Jew is accusing Muhammad that he was associating others with God. And Muhammad have no problem with that. Right away he accept, and he forbid his men from doing that ever again. So why Muhammad did not say to his men before the Jew, don't say and don't speak this way? Huh? Who is this man? Why Allah did not correct Muhammad? The one who is correcting Allah teaching, obviously, is nothing but a Jew. And yet you Muslim, you say to me that you are believers and you have God. But as you see, the rules of your religion, even the words of your religion, the shahada of your religion, the oath of your religion, it changed by a Jew. Why your prophet never noticed that we should not swear by the Kaaba? Why he never noticed we should not say it's Allah will and you will? For a very simple reason. Muhammad is a false man, and if he like an idea, he adopt the idea. to make himself look better. So this Jew, when he said what he said, Muhammad, he thought about it. Man, I'm getting busted, so I better correct my men. And he said to them, do as he say. As he say. And that is very clear, that Muhammad is nothing but a false prophet. Because if Muhammad was a true prophet, he will not change just because a Jew, he says to him, you should not say this and that. A prophet of God, he should not be doing wrong anyway. And look what the Jew he said to Muhammad, you are setting up, associating others with him, which means with God. You who? Muhammad. Muhammad did not say you are a liar. We did not do that. Muhammad did not say you are wrong, you got it wrong. Muhammad, he agree. The Jewish guy, his words is so clear. You are not a person who believe in the true one God for the following reasons. And Muhammad did not say a word against it. If we have any Muslim, he have the courage to debate me, please let me know. I will be happy to have you in a debate. And as you see, always here we show our reference and we don't make things up. Before we close, just to remind you, tomorrow afternoon we open our YouTube, and we have our Pal Talk open too. When I say tomorrow, actually I mean today, Sunday afternoon New York time, around 3 to 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Every Sunday and every Friday actually. We open our Pal Talk chat room and we have a live broadcast in YouTube. So if you'd like to join us, just please take a note and be with us tomorrow afternoon. So I hope I did answer all your questions, and I spoke and I cover about the topic, which is, do Muslims have the 10 commandments? The answer, absolutely not. The Muslims, they break every commandment of God, for Islam teach lying, killing, raping, worshipping idols, practicing pagan practice, ritual practice of pagans, going around the stones, kissing stones, praying in direction of stones, and all of this is nothing but a pagan religion. And Islam teach to lie, teach to cheat. A man, he can even flirt with the wife of somebody else, as we showed you. There's a story where Muhammad, a woman, she walked in front of him, in front of his house, and then he went to his wife and he did his wife in a sexual way, and then he accused the woman that she come in the image of the devil and she live in the image of the devil. But the fact, he is the devil, because the woman, she did nothing wrong except walking in front of him. So obviously Islam is nothing but a scam, and you do not need to be genius to know Islam is a scam. I mean, what kind of God he promised you endless penis in heaven unless he is a scam? What kind of God he promised you 70 to 80,000 women in the heaven unless he is a scam? What kind of God he promised you 70 years of orgasm unless he is a scam? From their fruits you will know them, my friends. And the promises of Allah is his fruits. When somebody, he claimed that he is God, or he have a God, and then he bring me a God promising me 70 years orgasm, that is a pimp promise. That is a guy who is coming from Las Vegas porno show. That is not God. God don't give such a promise. God is not about penis and vagina and orgasm. You Muslims, you disrespect God. For if you really know God, you will never believe in such a liar like Muhammad, who promised you such a promises. When they asked Jesus about heaven, he said he and she, they will not get married. They will be the same as angels. And that is the words of my Lord. Wisdom, glorious, noble, not a trashy, filthy language. How in the world somebody can believe in such a thing? Sex, and not sex for love, sex for lust. Women I never met, I will sleep with. Women, they are made just for my sexual desire. Women, they are made just for sex entertainment. That is not God. You see, when God, he created Adam, he created with him one Eve, not 1 billion Eve. The God of Islam cannot be the same God who made Adam. For the God of Adam, he did not make 70,000 Eve. And Eve was not created to be a sex toy. And that was not the purpose of having a woman. In Islam, the women have one purpose, is to be a sex toy. And that cannot be from someone who claimed to be the true God and he follow a true prophet. That is the devil who tried to seduce me, tempt me with every temptation can exist in any devilish book. Even the book of Islam promise us very weird promises. As an example, Allah promised me couches, pillows, shirts who they are made from silk, gold and silver. It's very weird and very stupid, because what those promises have to do with God? Who need gold and silver in heaven? Even Muhammad, he said in heaven there's a market where there's no buying nor selling except men and women images, and if the believer he like an image, he jump in it, which means he have sex with the image, which means in the heaven of Allah even you will have sex with male and female. This is, my friends, this is Islam. So how in the world anyone can believe in such a thing? Sometimes I ask myself, what's wrong with Muslims? Are you blind? Are you seriously blind? How anyone have little brain and believe in such a thing? That's why sometimes I say to myself, you know, it cannot be true that there's a human until now they believe in such a garbage. But it is true. And this is the only miracles about the devil. The devil can do miracles, yes. He can, when he make you believe in such a stupid religion like this. You cannot believe in this religion unless you have mental issues, unless you are a perverted man who is in love with sexual lust, not sexual love. I will find you the hadith before we, you see, I'm trying to close, but maybe I need to show you this hadith before we finish. Just to show you what kind of a scam Islam is. As long as I mention this hadith, because Muslims, they might say, where do you get this from? And by the way, they will say to you this hadith is weak. For everything in Islam is weak. Everything in Islam is weak, my friend. Quran is weak, Muhammad is weak, Allah is weak, everything is weak. Allah, the weak Allah, he could not even protect his Quran. Allah, he sent 124,000 books, but he could not protect even one of them, except the Quran, according to Muslims. And later we find that even the Quran was eaten by the goat. And Uthman himself, he burned many Quran. Now, if you look with me in the screen here, you will find the following before we finish. Muhammad, he said, indeed, paradise, there is a market. There's what? There's a market in the paradise, as you see, which there is no buying nor selling, except what? There's no buying, guys, there's no buying nor selling, except, which means there is buying and selling. This is the exception. So there's no buying nor selling, but there's an exception. Except what? Except for images of men and women. So whoever a man, whenever a man desire an image, he enter it. Desire an image. What desire an image mean? Desire, what a man he see an image of a man will desire. What a man he see an image of a man will desire. It's sex. So Muhammad is promising the Muslims that in the heaven of Allah there's a market, and this market have nothing, no buying nor selling, except the only product there in that market for sale is images. Images of what? Men and women. So whenever a man, a man, not a woman, the client is a man. The buyer of those images of men and women is a man. So whenever a man he desire, desire sex, desire an image of what? A man or a woman, he enter it. So in this bazaar, according to Muhammad, there is a market. People, they go there and they purchase pictures. Playboy magazine, the first founder of Playboy magazine is Allah, and they purchase those images of any women or men you like it, and if you want, that image is going to be, it's like, you know, you see in the movies, like fiction movies, like you go through things. So this is an image. If you like it, you buy it, and you go inside the image and you have sex with it. That is Muhammad. And you Muslims believe in such a garbage, and you are worried about somebody drinking water in Ramadan. You see that you see the hypocrisy of Muslims. Everything is wrong in religion, in this religion, and they are worried about somebody drinking water in Ramadan. They want to kill him. They are worried about somebody eating pork, but they are not worried about having a prophet who is a pimp, a gay, who is teaching them that in heaven you will have sex with women and men. And yet they say to us that Muhammad, he did not break the 10 commandments, and we have the 10 commandments in our book, when the truth is totally the opposite. I hope I did answer all the questions, and we cover most of that, you know, the 10 commandment issues, and obviously not even one Muslim here there to answer or to debate. However, if you think you are a brave Muslim and you can make it and you can debate me tomorrow, actually not tomorrow, today, sorry, already we are Sunday. Today, Sunday, around 4 p.m. afternoon, we will have our YouTube live, and we will have our Pal Talk open again. Until I see you again, guys, I want to say thank you. And for those who they are supporting us in what we do, I say thanks. I really appreciate you. And when I say support, I don't mean only donation. I mean those who copy the videos, share them. And when we do broadcast, I would like to see you guys copying the link, share it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can. Even when I'm talking to you, right? You know, like when you go, you find me. You are, because the purpose is to bring more people to find the truth, and you can be part of this truth if you help us in sharing. The more people they watch, the more people they know. The more people they know, the more we are safe from the terrorism of Islam. The only fear Muslims they have is not a war, is the fear of the truth, for the truth will set you free. The words of my Lord, the Messiah, my Savior. With this, I say God bless. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon again in a few hours from now. Thank you.